and welcome to Moscrop Secondary's open house for 2021. We want to welcome you and thank the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh, on whose traditional territories we teach, learn, and live. This year our open house is a different thing. Obviously, we're doing it virtually due to COVID restrictions. Normally we'd have 600-700 people in the gym, and we're having all sorts of things for you to see and talk about. So we're going to do our best to do it virtually this year. I'm going to come back later on in this presentation to talk a little bit about the registration process itself. And now I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Vancic and our counselors to talk a little bit more details about Moscrop, so you get a better sense of who we are and what sorts of things will happen and can happen here for you and your children. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Fester. My name is Ms. Vancic, and I'm one of the counselors here at Moscrop, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to Moscrop's open house and course selection presentation for 2021. This open house is an excellent opportunity for us to be able to share with you about our school, some important information about what makes us special and unique. We're going to talk about some of our specialty programs, course options and programs that we have here at Moscrop, extracurricular opportunities for students who are attending Moscrop. We're going to talk about the course selection process and how that works, and what those deadlines look like for this year, and how the registration process works for parents who have questions about registering their student and what they need to do. We're going to end our presentation today with a virtual school tour, which is going to allow you to see our school virtually and to pop into some of our departments and get some more information about subject area courses and the special things that they're doing in each department here at Moscrop. Let me begin by doing some introductions. You've already met Mr. Fester, who spoke to you at the start. We also have two other administrators here at the school. Mr. Allen is one of our vice principals, and Ms. Pippo Michieli is our other vice principal. Let me now introduce you to our counseling staff and the rest of our staff here in Student Services. Come on in.
Hello, my name is Mr. Tifting. I'm the counselor for students with the last names starting with the letters M to S. Welcome to Moscrop.
Hello, my name is Nicolette Harris, and I am excited that I get to work with and support students with the last names T to Z. Thank you.
Hello again, I'm Ms. Vancic, and I'm the counselor for H to L, students whose last names start between H and L.
Oh, hello. Goodbye. Hi, my name is Miss Hawkins, and I'm your counselor if your last name starts with the letters A to G.
Hello there! My name's Ryan McLean, and I'm the Safe School Specialist here at Moscrop. I look forward to meeting you.
Hi everybody, Happy New Year. My name is Anna Nguyen, and I'm the International Student Assistant.
Hi everybody, this is Miss Claire. I am the Civic School Settlement Worker at Moscrop to support families and students from other countries.
So that is our Student Services Department here at Moscrop School. We're going to go on now and talk about the other support staff that we have available here at Moscrop for students. We have a school liaison officer, Frank Turape, who is assigned here to Moscrop. We have grade 8 mentors who are senior students who support our new grade 8 students each year to mentor them through the high school years. We have an Indigenous success teacher, and that's Kate Ronald, an Indigenous support worker, Kwakwi Baker, and you've already met our international support worker, and that's Anna Nguyen, and you've met Claire Chang, our settlement worker. So that we have many people in our school here to support students during their time here at Moscrop. Let me just tell you a little bit about Moscrop generally. We are a school that is about 1,500 students in size. About 300 of those, or almost 300 of them, are in grade 8, with 80 of those grade 8s in French immersion. So we have students here from grade 8 to 12 at Moscrop. We have about 90 teachers, 3 administrators, and about 30 support staff. Moscrop has many opportunities for students to join extracurricular opportunities and clubs. A small sample of clubs at Moscrop includes things like the Debating and Public Speaking Club, the Spoken Word Club, we've got the Badminton Club, Taste of Asia, Mission Possible, we have the Business Club, and we have clubs that are geared towards volunteering in the community as well, such as the Cancer Society here at Moscrop. So we have a number of opportunities for students to get involved outside of the classroom and giving back to either their school or in their community. So we encourage students to get involved here at Moscrop. We have many specialty programs at Moscrop which make us special. The first one is our French immersion program, and I'd like to hand it off to our department head, Madame Kazulin, to speak to you about French immersion.
Bonjour! Hello! I'm Anna Kazulin, the French Immersion Coordinator for Moscrop Secondary. I would first like to welcome our September 2021 French Immersion Grade 8 students. Bienvenue! When you come to Moscrop, you will have 4 courses in French. Sciences Humaines 8, Social Studies, Sciences 8, Science, Mathématiques 8, Math, and your Langue 8 course, which is your French course. In grade 9, you will continue to do the same. So 50% of your studies will be in French. In grade 10, we offer a 5th course in French immersion, Éducation au choix de carrière et de vie, or Career Life Education 10 in French. You may choose to take all 5 courses in French, or just stick to the required 4, up to you. In grade 11, you drop down to 2 French immersion courses, Langue 11 and 1 Sciences Humaines 11 course in French, Social Studies course. In grade 12, 1 French course, Langue 12. I would like to also share with you some of the exchange opportunities available to us. In grade 10, you can participate in a BC-Quebec exchange for 6 months. So for 3 months, your partner from Quebec comes and lives with you September, October, November, and your family, and attends school at Moscrop. For 3 months, February, March, and April, you go to Quebec and you live with them and their family and you attend school over there. Great way to learn the language. There's also the YMCA Work Exchange program that you can take part in if you are 16 and 17 years old. This program takes place in July and August in the summer. You go to Quebec, you work there, you earn some money, while somebody is doing the same thing and living with your family here. There is also the Explore program. If you want to know a little bit more about any one of these programs, please come and see me. And now back to you, Ms. Vancic.
Thank you, Madame Kazulin. We also have a very strong honors program here at Moscrop, and this offers students the opportunity to get enrichment in their courses, and this is available to students in grade 8 through 12 in a variety of subject areas. How do you get into an honors course? How do you apply for one? Well, step number 1 is you indicate so on your course selection form that you're interested in an honors course. So you write that course down. And then step number 2 is you want to double check whether there is an extra application form that you need to fill out. And if so, you need to submit that application form to the teacher in the subject area that you're applying for honors. For example, if you wanted to apply to an honors course in science, then you would submit an application form, if there was one, to your science teacher or to the department head of science. Please note that not every subject area has an application form, so you just want to make sure that you're making yourself aware and that you're knowledgeable of what's needed. Okay, so that is our honors program. For students who apply for honors courses, they will find out in the springtime, usually in the month of April or May, whether they've been accepted to the honors course or courses that they've applied to. And this will be indicated on their course verification form, which they will receive in the springtime. Okay? Another specialty program we have here at Moscrop is the Advanced Placement, or AP program. This is university level coursework, which is available for our senior students here. We have AP courses in 14 different areas. AP courses are a good fit for students who show interest in a specific subject area and who are looking for an extra challenge and for enrichment, who want to be better prepared for post-secondary coursework, whether that be at college or at university. And it's also a chance potentially to earn first-year university credit for the AP course if the student is able to score well enough on the AP exam, which happens at the end of the school year. So the AP program is another special program we have here at Moscrop, and Mr. Adrian is our head of that department who can answer more questions if you do have any more questions about AP. I'd like to talk to you now about the course selection process. So each year we, the counselors, make presentations to students in grades 8 to 11 to talk to them about their course selection options for the following year. We're going to be doing that this year on February 1st and 2nd. These are the turnaround days between quarter 2 and quarter 3, where students will not be in session in courses, and we will instead have students attending virtual course selection presentations with the counselors. ELL students, please note that you will have special presentations which will take place in your ELL classes, and those will happen later in February. So once our course selection presentations have happened, students will have about 2 weeks to make their decisions about the courses that they'd like to take for next year. We encourage that students in those 2 weeks go home and talk to their parents about the options that are available to them and what might be the best fit for them, both in terms of academic courses as well as elective course options. Students must enter their final course selections online through their MyEd portal, and the deadline for course selection submission this year will be February 16th. Okay, so we encourage students to remember that deadline and get their course selections done by February 16th this year. Again, as I mentioned earlier, course verifications will come out in the springtime. By May, students will receive confirmation of their course selections and a confirmation of any AP or specialty program course applications and whether they made it into those courses. Okay, so that happens in the springtime. So this next slide talks about what are courses that are required for graduation, because when doing course selection, that's the first thing that students need to keep in mind at each grade level. What are the courses that are required to graduate? So this slide shows that there are some courses in grade 10 that are required to graduate, and then just 4 that are required in grade 11, and only 1 that's actually required in grade 12, and that's English 12. So you will notice that as students get older, and specifically once they become senior students in grade 11, 12, there are many course options available, and it really allows students to take courses that they have more interest in and that they need to take in order to plan for their post-secondary options at college and at university. So we will have an opportunity at the end of this presentation to learn more about specific courses that are available in our different course areas. So please stay tuned for that. But this slide just shows you that students need 80 credits to graduate, and the list of courses that are required is right there. And counselors can meet with students along the way, especially once they get to grade 11 and 12, to make sure that they've got all the courses that they need, because we want to make sure that as a first step, students are meeting their graduation requirements. And then the second step would be, are they taking courses that are required for the programs that they're interested in for post-secondary, right? So for college and for university. And counselors will walk students through that process and make sure that they have all the information that they need to know. I'd like to now talk to those students and parents who are in grade 7 and planning to come to Moscrop for grade 8. So we want to first say a big welcome to you. We look forward to meeting you in September, and we want to just also let you know how the course selection process and the registration process works for our grade 7 students. On Wednesday, January the 20th, counselors will be making a special presentation to grade 7 students who are attending our local elementary schools. This will be a general presentation about that transition from elementary school to high school, and it'll be more specific to grade 8, the grade 8 school year, and what that transition looks like, and what supports we have in place for students who are coming to us in September. Grade 7 teachers will, after that course selection presentation, they'll distribute course selection forms to the grade 7 students. And we ask students to take those forms home to your parents and complete those forms with your parents, because they also need to sign the form before you return it to your teacher. Please note that there really, for most grade 7 students, is really only one elective option, and that is your fine arts elective course. And you can choose a first choice and a second choice for that fine arts course, and you're going to learn about those options a little bit later in our presentation during the school tour, which happens at the end of our presentation today. So please note, grade 7 students and parents, that the deadline to return those course selection forms once grade 7s have had that presentation virtually, the deadline will be February the 3rd, 2021, and that will be returning the completed course selection form to your grade 7 teacher, who will then pass the forms back to us here at Moscrop. Okay? Students in grade 7 will receive course verifications in the springtime, so by the month of May, confirming their course selections. And if you've applied to any honors courses and you've been accepted to those honors courses, that will also be indicated on your verification form. As of now, we are trying to confirm what the honors process looks like for this upcoming September. There may be some courses that require students to write an honors entrance exam, for example, in math. But there may be other subject areas which there won't be necessarily an entrance exam, and admission to the honors course will be more based on teacher recommendations. So recommendations by the grade 7 teacher. Okay, so more information about that will come to your grade 7 classrooms on January the 20th during our special presentation to you then. Okay? Please note, this next slide talks about what grade 7 students should expect in September. So every student takes English 8, Social Studies 8, Math, Science, PE, French, Applied Skills, and as I mentioned, a Fine Arts course elective. French students are taking the same courses, but half of those courses are in French, and Madame Kazulin has already spoken to you about those. I just want to finally speak to the grade 7 students and parents about the supports we have available for the transition into grade 8. We will have a school orientation and tour in the month of May or possibly June this year. That orientation and tour will likely be virtual this year, but it will be an excellent opportunity to actually see our school virtually and to meet some key personnel and learn about what grade 8 life is like here at Moscrop. Students will also get a welcome letter. They'll receive a welcome letter in the mail from our principal in August. They'll be contacted in August as well by peer mentors. So those are senior students who will be here to welcome them on their first day of school in September, and to tell them a little bit about what to expect on that first day and first week of school. So you'll get those phone calls by your peer mentor by the end of August. And then we each year try to prepare special events for our new grade 8 students, such as a grade 8 retreat and a grade 8 mixer or a social. And we're hoping that this upcoming school year we'll be able to do that, and that things will be in a situation, COVID-wise, in a much better situation where we can do these events safely for students. Okay, we also like to encourage students to, if they're in grade 8 coming to us, to really use the Moscrop app, where they can access our school calendar for more information about special events and things like that. And so now I'd like to hand it over to Mr. Fester, our principal, who will just really quickly describe the process for registering if you are a grade 7 student and parent and you're wanting to join us in grade 8, but you're not living in our catchment area, what that process is. Please note that if you are a grade 7 student living in our catchment area and attending one of our local schools here in Burnaby, then there isn't anything extra that you need to do. You will receive a course selection form directly at your elementary school, and you will complete that form, return it to your grade 7 teacher, and that will be all that you need to do. But Mr. Fester now will talk to students and describe the process for those of you who aren't living in our catchment area and what you need to do in order to register. Mr. Fester.
Thank you, Ms. Vancic, and all of our counselors for your presentation so far. I want to talk a little bit about the registration process. So if your children are currently within a Burnaby school that is within our catchment, either the English or French program, and is within our catchment, you don't need to do a thing. The schools will automatically send your children's records to us, and you'll be a Moscrop student for next year. If, however, you don't live within our catchment, but you live within Burnaby, you'll need to do what's called an out-of-catchment application form. If you live outside of Burnaby, you need to fill out an out-of-district application form. So for the month of February, from beginning February 1st to the end of February, and then every month thereafter, we accept applications for both out of catchment and out of district. And usually it takes us a few weeks after the end of the month to process all of those, and then we will let everyone know how much space we have to get into our school. So we're looking forward to having you. If you're interested in putting an application in for Moscrop, just go to the school district website, burnabyschools.ca, click on the parent tab, and then go to the registration link, and all of the forms are there as downloadable, and you can fill them out and then you can send them to the school. So thank you very much for joining us tonight on our open house. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fester. So that concludes the formal part of our open house presentation. I want to thank you all for joining us, and I want to also encourage you to stay with us because we are going to be having a virtual school tour starting in just a moment, where you will have an opportunity to drop into different subject areas in our school and check out the exciting things that they're doing and course options that are available in our different departments here at Moscrop. They've each created a video and a description of some of the courses that are available in each department, and I encourage you to check those out by clicking on to the tabs by department on the website so that you can see what those course options are and some exciting things that each department is doing. Thank you very much. Enjoy.